What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker. Derek Chisora fight against Joseph Parker must be agreed within 48 hours, says the New Zealand's manager David Higgins. He says if Joseph would leave New Zealand at the end of this week, there's only 8 weeks, so touch and go, the manager Dave Higgins said. Now, Derek Chisora versus Joseph Parker must be agreed in 48 hours with the time remaining out to finalize a fight date, says the New Zealand manager. Okay. The former world champion sealed a points victory over Junior Fa last weekend to set up a rescheduled fight against Chisora, which is expected to be held in London in May as talks continue with promoter Eddie Hearn. Parker had pulled out of the fight against Chisora back in 2019 due to a suspected spider bite. But Higgins admits a new deal needs to be tied up this week to allow the appropriate preparation time. Now, I think time is one factor, but I think there's other factors that's dealing with that. Whenever I hear a 48-hour deadline, it always makes me nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never really too keen on the 48-hour thing. For one, you're in New Zealand. They're in New Zealand, and of course, Chisora's in the UK. What's the time difference on that? What, about 4 or 5 hours difference? So that's taking. You have to factor that delay in time right there. So if anything's that's going to get back to you, you have to remember that these guys are in a different time zone. So for you, for already saying, hey, 48 hours, okay, that means about 36. You know what I mean? That means about 42. You know what I mean? And then by the time you look at it, yeah, for about 38, because just because you get an email don't mean you're going to see it right away. You know, so you have to act on it. And I don't like that idea. Like, oh, well, this is happening. Like, hey, you need this to happen before prep. Look, get the fight made. I don't think that negotiations should be pushed that aggressively in order for a fight to happen that should have happened a long freaking time ago. Counterpunch. You know what I mean? Because it's just like weird things happen. These guys they promoted a fight and the fight never happened. So I know that pisses off Derek Chisora's side. So I think Parker needs to fight someone like Derek Chisora. Junior Fa was not really as tested. He was a strong fighter. But again, I haven't saw that fight to really know how that fight went. Okay, so let's just keep it real. But Derek Chisora is a guy that's going to come at Joseph Parker, and it's up to Joseph Parker to keep this tyrant off of him. Okay, this raging bull. He has to keep this man at bay. I would love to see the fight because it's good for heavyweights. It keeps people busy, and I know Chisora always wants a nice little scrap. And that would be good for Joseph Parker. So if he can beat Joseph Parker, he joins an elite few of people. Joshua, White, do the math, okay? So I think that fight should have happened, but I don't like the idea of the 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because what gets me about managers and things like that, they assume that the fighter can't be training while all this shit's going on. Like the fighter just sitting back waiting for the manager to see what's going to happen. No, look, Joseph Parker should start training immediately if he wants, or he's serious about having a fight with Derek Chisora, because you damn sure know Chisora is going to come in there and do what he needs to do. He's going to work out. And in fact, Chisora has actually looked better, like physically, than he did way back in the day when he was fighting Tyson Fury for his first loss. That type of shit. He looked husky, but he looked chunky. You know, that chunky / husky look. So he's really taking his craft a lot more serious, and I think he's going to be up for this fight, right? But then again, once again, he's going to be dealing with a person that can move and box like Joseph Parker. So we'll see how that fight develops, if the fight develops, if this fight is allowed to develop. Because what this is telling me is, okay, well, what happens in the 48 hours? That means you guys, oh, we gave you 48 hours, so the deal's off, or the opportunity for the deal to be made is off. You see what I'm saying? I don't like that. That's that kind of bullshit where we gave them ample time. 48 hours is not ample time, especially on fucking 2 parts of the planet. That's not ample time to get a fight made at all. You know what I mean? What, 48 hours is, oh, we need this window because of preparation. Preparation for what? Let Joseph Parker go back to the fucking gym, make sure he's doing his part while you do yours. Simple. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Mr. Higgins, the manager of Joseph Parker, saying that they must have a fight finalized with Derek Chisora, like they have other opponents in mind you. Or there will be no fight. That's what I'm assuming. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.